Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is K. Jamal Jones. Today we want to continue our Row TRS series. Row TRS, which is short for Rock Out with the Rock Stars. Today I want to talk about the importance of understanding what it means when we hear the phrase, "It's our time." It's our time. So many times when we hear that phrase, "It's our time," we always connect it with things going well for us. So we connect it with, finally, reaching a point where we're successful at whatever it is we endeavor to be successful at, whether that's business or whether it's, a personal goal of ours. And when things are, quote unquote, clicking for us and things are working out and things are finally coming together, we say, man, it's just my time. But I'm reminded by a number of individuals who have done well consistently. So in other words, the proverbial wave that people talk about, where it's here today and then it might be gone within the next few moments. This wave, this up and down motion, doesn't exist for these people because they've been consistent for a long period of time, so much so that it's unfair to say that, they've been on their wave for 20, 30, 40 years. Now, I don't know about you, but I know a wave doesn't last that long. So now if there's a level of consistency, a level of persistence that goes 20, 30, 40 years and it's steady, and not only is it steady, but the person continues to ascend to the next level, then it's fair for us to assume that that phrase, "it's our time," or "it's my time," or "it's your time," really is understated. And here's why. Because one of the things that people who are successful always say, and if you study their lives, you'll always see, they were the same way even before they quote unquote blew up. Even before they got worldwide recognition, even before they were noticed, even before they weren't able to go into a mall or weren't able to walk out in public, they were doing the same thing even when nobody knew who they were. So you hear individuals like Dave Ramsey say, wow, 20 years of hard work and now I'm an overnight success. Yes, he was being sarcastic because he understood that he put so much time and effort and energy into being who he is that when he finally did, quote unquote, blow up, it was second nature to him because all he was doing was what he did when the cameras weren't around, when the recognition wasn't around, when there was nobody asking for an autograph, when the money wasn't in the bank. He consistently worked on his craft even when the fanfare didn't exist. So I'm reminded once again by that example, as well as the examples of hundreds of other individuals, that this phrase, "it's our time," or "it's my time," or "it's your time," is not only when things are going well. Because guess what? When you're in that moment when you're being pushed on every side, and when your insecurities and your emotions and all the things that are shaping you to become that great person, when those things are flawed and you're being worked on and you're not as sharp, guess what that means? That means it is your time. And you might say, oh, well, how can you say that it's your time? Why are you saying that it's that person's time when things aren't going right? Because it's that person's time to go through what they're going through. I'll say that again. It is your time, it is my time to go through whatever we're going through. And what we're going through should never be understated, and it should never be taken for granted, because what we're going through and where we're being pushed and pulled, and when our emotions are up and down and when our insecurities are on Front Street, this is the time where we grow and we develop and we become that great person. So when the cameras are around, when the recognition is coming, when people do know who we are or who you are or who they are, now because of the time where you were being developed, now you can comfortably become who you're supposed to become. Because you understand that all of it is your time. So I want to challenge that phrase, it's my time. And I want to take it from just being something that is positive and when things are going well. I want you to understand that even when things aren't going well, and even when you can't figure out why things are happening the way that they're happening, and when things aren't going your way, that because it's not going your way at that moment does not mean that it's not your time. In fact, I would venture to say, like my homeboy Aswan always says, I would venture to say that when you're going through those times when nobody's around and your character is being shaped and developed and you're being tested on every side, and when you want to quit and when you want to give up and when you want to give in, it's your time. It's your time to stay locked in. It's your time to stay devoted to the reason why you got involved in what you got involved in. It's your time to continue to look up even when things are not working out. It's your time to continue to stay focused even when it's chaos going on around you. It is your time. And I say that as somebody who is going through this firsthand as we speak, going through a very tough time trying to figure out, okay, how do I continue to stay locked in? How do I continue to stay focused? You know, and sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to pump yourself up because your environment depends on you. What do I mean by that? Sometimes we are who everybody looks to for support and for strength and for encouragement. So now if we're not encouraged, if we're not being strong, the people who depend on us, they can't be encouraged and they can't be strong because we're down. So now, not only do I have to encourage myself, but I have to put myself in a position where I'm being encouraged by someone else. Even if that person is not physically near me, I have so many mentors who I never met. It's crazy, you know? So the reality of it is that it's all our time. All of it is our time. Whatever we're going through, it's our time to go through what we're going through. It's our time. And I don't ever want us to take that for granted and take it to mean, you know, that I'm not doing well and I don't know how I got here and this and that. No, you learn from every situation and you maximize it and you become who you're supposed to be. So right now, I want to thank everyone who subscribes to my YouTube page, Kenyon Jones Presents. It's truly an honor and a blessing to be called. And I said called because I know that I've been put on this earth to do exactly what I'm doing right now. It's an honor and a blessing and a privilege to do what I'm doing. And at the end of the day, no matter what's going on, I want you to always remember, we rock out with the rock stars. Thank you for watching, and God bless.